Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the Toxic Happy Hour, where we today have probably one of the Bitcoin legends that has spent the most time going in-depth debunking the many FUD that has been thrown at Bitcoin. One of them obviously being the energy overconsumption, which is out of proportions, but we'll learn more about that today. But wait, I'm trying to put this one on mute. There we go. So Nick, we have a couple of questions for you to start off. First of all, what are you drinking? And second, why did you choose to boil the ocean to 2.8 degrees Celsius higher than it was before?
Did I do that? I'm drinking Coors Light. There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
What do you got there, Pubby? I can't. Is that
the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale?
Oh yeah, that's a great drink. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, guys. How's it going? Why did I choose to boil the oceans? I don't know, man. All I ever did was write a few blog posts, and then people just decided I was like some I'm actually an environmentalist, so that's something that people don't know about me, you know. And all I try and do is contextualize Bitcoin's energy usage, and that's like this causes all these like issues, and all these people get mad at me. I don't know, man. I just wrote a few blog posts. That's it.
So why don't we dig into that? Because one of those FUD items that keep being thrown at Bitcoin is all the energy consumption, which all of us have a much more positive viewpoint of. But tell us what's your take on that, FUD, Nick.
Well, I'm going to publish some more formal work on this in the next few months, so you can look forward to that, which will hopefully put the debate to rest forever, frankly. But like ultimately, this is what I've been saying. There's like two debates when it comes to Bitcoin energy. There's like, can't believe you have Superbad in the background. That's really funny.
One of the best movies. Superbad
is a great film. It's a great film.
Yeah.
I don't think I look that much like Niclovin, to be clear. So, you know, just want to get that out there.
Well, wait a second. You're the one that changed your handle to Niclovin. You changed your handle to it. And that's the only reason I came up with the idea of the Niclovin driver's license. I saw it there first, man.
That was really funny, but you know, the reason I changed it to Niclovin was because people always post Niclovin GIFs under my tweets. And so I had to lean into that criticism.
Yeah, you do.
I had to embrace it and make it my own, thus defanging the critique.
You think I like being called Pubby? No, I had to lean into that one.
See, I don't understand the scarf reference. There's a lot of references in chat that I do not understand. Should I get a scarf? What's the deal with the scarf?
So if we all wear a scarf, we can initiate the Toxic Happy Hour pump and can finally break through the $59,000. So, you know, it's the scarf, it's the Toxic Happy Hour pump. You know, if you have one within reach, we can go for 60K.
We're at 58 right now.
Yeah, got to break that wall. Anyways, Poppy, here we have Nic Carter, Niclovin, aka Superbad star. We got hilarious chat going on as usual. No, Chairforce, I'm not TV shopping. This is Superbad, man. I don't know what kind of TV shopping you do.
All
right, fellas.
There we go. So yeah, here's the scarf story for you real quick. You know, Andrew's being European, even the gentlemen like to wear a scarf. After we started doing these podcasts, he always had one on. So one day I said, "Oh yeah, what the hell? I'll join in." So I had an old U.S. soccer scarf that I just started wearing with him. So yeah, the scarf sort of became a thing here. That's all.
I mean, it's a little warm in my apartment to wear a scarf, but we're just gonna have to deal with that for the sake of the pump.
So exactly, and in extension of the energy FUD, since it's actually getting early spring, quite warm in LA, I'm having to run the AC to wear a scarf. But I take that for the team, you know. So energy here is paying for Bitcoin to pump.
I got something to bring up here real quick.
Okay.
Because and you had an excellent point. You know, I caught up. We'll catch up on some of the podcasts you've done that I've listened to, which I remembered and was thinking back and laughing about what I wanted to ask you about those. But first thing is about one of the articles. You mentioned a great point. Why the hell does everyone put a microscope to Bitcoin energy consumption compared to any other sector?
It's a great question. I mean, when I brought that up in the past, people will then tell me like, no, like we also look at other particularly, you know, energy heavy sectors like aviation and try and mitigate their energy impact, or we have airlines buy carbon offsets and things like that. So people always accuse us of whataboutism when we say that, which is like the worst word ever. I think it connotes like a real lack of critical thinking. But you're right. Like, look at the pie chart of the energy consumption globally, and like what fraction is Bitcoin? Minuscule, right? It doesn't even show up on the pie chart, and it gets this completely disproportionate energy, and it's because Bitcoin's energy consumption is just a stand-in for Bitcoin, people being critical of Bitcoin and just generally thinking Bitcoin shouldn't be permitted to exist. Like, they don't care about energy. They didn't start from first principles and like looked at the energy consumption of like 100 industries. And they're like, okay, which industry can I go after? Which one is the most egregious? Nobody operates like that. They start with the premise that Bitcoin is bad. And then the most convenient angle is the energy angle. So they're not doing this in a systematic way. Obviously, they are singling it out for special treatment.
When you wrote that, out of most articles against FUD, that was one of the first things I thought about. Was you're the first one to really approach it, which I think was quite logical. Is, well, if you're going to hold up, if you're going to hold it up here against Bitcoin, you better be putting this across many industries and many energy sectors. So I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, I think
Go ahead, Nick. Nick, we lost your audio. Yeah, now you're back. Please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just saying that I was having internet issues. That's it.
Yeah, I hope it's not my Netflix in the background. I don't think so. Yeah, it's your internet, you say.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the fact that I'm still syncing this node. I made a home node with Raspberry Pi and Umbrel, which was a very advanced task for me. And we're almost done syncing it, but I think that's what's causing like instability. I don't know. That's my hypothesis.
Probably, yeah, probably. We'll be fine. That's it's a good course to sync. So are you doing a full node, like an on-chain node, or is this a Lightning node?
It'll be both. I mean, I'm using the Umbrel suite, so I'll be able to do any Lightning app with that node if I want. So I guess I could do it right now. You don't have to be fully synced to like do transactions and stuff. But yeah, I figured that I should actually like do more Lightning applications, like experiment with them, basically. So especially because like we're investing in Lightning stuff these days out of the fund. So
yeah, before we go back and talk about how much energy consumption the actual banking sector and their amazing real estate footprint of how much, I don't know, 500,000 branches across the world and central banking on top of that, employees going back and forth. Why don't we hear about what are you investing in Lightning Network?
Well, we've done 2 investments in Lightning. I'm actually getting really hot in this scarf, guys. I don't know. I feel like I have to forsake it for I don't. So my apologies to the pump. We are doing exchanges that are Lightning native, so where deposits and withdrawals would be Lightning enabled. We're doing content monetization on top of Lightning. So basically, this is something a lot of people have asked for, wanted to exist for a long time, is instead of you know, paying a subscription or paywall or monetizing with ads or affiliate networks, using Lightning for streaming payments online as you consume content on a prorated basis. You know, that's an obvious idea. It's just it's never been executed really well. So we just incubated a startup doing that. So I'm really super bullish on Lightning applications. I think it has reached a stage of maturity where, you know, it makes sense now. Maybe it didn't 2 years ago, but like I'm pretty happy with the state of Lightning right now for what it's worth.
It's super exciting, I think. And I listened to Preston Pish dropped a podcast yesterday where he interviewed a business developer from I think Lightning Labs. It's just so mind blowing what's now going to be possible, and like streaming sats and Sphinx. Do you know about? So a lot of people talk about Sphinx. They spoke about it yesterday. What do you think about that?
We're active on Sphinx. We have a tribe on Sphinx. The On the Brink, my podcast, we have a tribe. Let me see. I love Sphinx. Here we go. Join my tribe. It's On the Brink with Castle Island. I don't know how to share it at all, but yeah, join my tribe on Sphinx and I'll send you some sats. Yeah, I love Sphinx. I mean, it's still very rough software, of course, but it makes a ton of sense. Ton of sense. The Web3, whatever you want to call it, applications of Lightning are so interesting, very transformative. People that think that Lightning is just for like faster payments totally miss the point, I think.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you know, I just was watching earlier, like even John Vallis was putting out the whole thing with Sphinx. It's new to everybody. And he actually put it on Twitter. Hey guys, I have no clue what I'm doing here. Let's figure it out together. And that's a great thing sometimes about Bitcoin Twitter, man. A lot of times you just don't know. But guess what? We help each other along. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't fully understand it. It's got a confusing UX, frankly. But we'll get there.
Yeah. So I'm happy that I don't know if we can say we covered already the energy FUD, or we can get back to it, but I'm super excited about Lightning Network and what's going to happen there, what is happening there, and what is growing like exponentially squared in usage, and apps like Strike, which is a killer application, really. So what kind of use cases do you think that what excites you the most, Nic?
Use cases of Lightning or just in general?
Yeah, I mean, let's do both. But yeah, I meant Lightning Network. Like, what kind of use cases in terms of which apps, what kind of usage will be now growing because Lightning Network enables that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like you don't want to fixate on the old use cases for payments online, because the more important question is like, what does Lightning enable that you couldn't previously do, right? And so trying to retrofit Lightning into this like Web 2 vision of like, okay, how do payments work on the internet? Let's shape Lightning around that. That makes less sense to me, because in my mind, it should be competing in a domain where it's, you know, uniquely able to facilitate a certain kind of experience, which is why specifically I like the streaming payments notion, because that is impossible with current payments technology. I mean, you could do it in a completely closed and proprietary way where, you know, some third party gives you an account on their platform that you load up with $10 at a time, and then you draw it down as you stream payments or whatever. But that's not, that's, you know, fully custodial experience, you know, that's a closed experience. So to me, that's like the really novel thing about Lightning is like genuine micropayments with settlement. You couldn't do that before. You have to have a minimum payment size with all of the legacy payment rails. That I love. You know, anything to do with per article unlocks or paywall busting, you know, paying 25 cents to read an article. And that changes the actual like way that content is monetized online. You don't rely on these legacy models of advertising, affiliate models. Like you can get rid of all that stuff. So that to me is the most exciting thing. I think like frankly we haven't fully understood all of the applications of Lightning yet. And so that'll just be this learning process. It, you know, it's beyond my capacity to forecast that, frankly. That'll just be something where like over the next decade we'll just learn how to use it effectively.
Right. I doubt that it's beyond your capability, Nick. We know you are a beast. So streaming, I get that streaming sats is the exciting new thing that this technology allows. But so you see that in content production, or which type? Like, do you see it so salary instead of paying it monthly, it's basically paid out per second, or like what do you see within like streaming payments? What will that enable?
Well, I mean, for payroll, like I don't think there's like a huge problem with the frequency of settlement for payroll. Like maybe weekly or daily would be better, but that doesn't seem like it would make a huge difference. I think where it does make a difference is like where you want to monetize attention on a extremely granular basis. So if there was a web browsing experience, and like the Brave browser tried to do this, Medium tried to do this, but in very closed ways. And obviously Brave had their token, which was pretty stupid. So you can imagine a browser experience, for instance, where you just load up your browser, you load up your channel through the browser, you have an extension, and then your attention to various publishers online, you're streaming them, payments commensurate with the attention that you're giving them, and you're paying publishers and content creators directly. And there's no inefficiency, and it's also highly automated, so you're not really, like having to like press micropayment all the time. So that to me is more transformative than like making payroll like super frequent or anything.
Got it. Makes sense. And I feel stupid now. Thank you very much for that. Therefore, I will bring in Pubby now. And Nick doesn't even laugh. He's like, yeah, you look stupid.
Yeah. No, hey, so you had a great point. The second part of one of the articles that I wanted to bring up, you talk about sort of the cost versus transaction number, that sort of ratio, which is sort of disingenuous. And you make a great point. For example, especially when you're using like Lightning, and all of a sudden that can be settled differently. How do you express that to people?
It's hard, man, because most people are not aware of the way the payments infrastructure works. So how do you even begin to express the difference between a payments network and a settlement network? Like Bitcoiners know about these things. Bitcoiners know what settlement entails because we're Bitcoiners and we're obsessed with these concepts, right? But regular folks don't know that their Visa transaction or their Venmo transaction is not a final settlement, right? They never thought about that. They never spent any time thinking about that. So when you're trying to explain to them what Fedwire is, what ACH is, what the utility scale financial infrastructure that actually powers the settlement of the overlay networks, the payments networks, that's like this whole additional like work that you have to expend to even get them to a place where you can begin to explain Bitcoin, right? Because how can they understand Bitcoin if they don't understand their own financial system, payment system? So like that's the problem. Is I'm trying to explain to people, hey, comparing Visa to Bitcoin is nonsensical because Visa is like the fifth layer on the payment stack, which ultimately relies on the Fed and the interbank clearing houses and settlement systems. and Bitcoin should be compared to that ultimate settlement layer. But like, they're not aware of any of that stuff in the first place. So it's like I have to do a 15-minute preamble to even like start making the case to these people. So I don't know. I just kind of despair sometimes, you know? It's like, why do Bitcoiners understand the legacy system better than the legacy system enthusiasts?
That was spot on. Love it.
One second. There's some complaints about the lighting here. Let me see if I can do something about this.
It's because it's Moscow time, as the chat said. You're in Moscow.
Yes, I'm in Moscow. Hang on, be right back. Let me see.
So Nick, this you're talking about the attention, so micro or nano payments on for attention. For instance, in a browsing experience, is there a does each content provider have to set something up for that, or is that is there something now that is a base technology that can be used for this, or how's that working?
Yeah, I mean, this is why we're backing startups in that area, because you probably are going to need like a third party to help you use Lightning for that purpose. That doesn't really exist yet. So, Lightning on its own is like hard to use, right? Like if you're a publisher, you don't really want or care about channel management. So those tools don't exist yet, but they'll get built. It's the same way like merchant acceptance tools are useful for base layer Bitcoin. Even if in theory you could just accept a bilateral Bitcoin payment as a merchant, it's better to have these interfaces, like BTC Pay Server and things like that.
Yeah. But so are you investing in any companies you can mention now that will enable this?
I don't know if we've made our announcements yet, so
okay.
But stay tuned and yeah, follow the Castle Island Twitter account. We'll announce them there. I'm gonna get another beer. Actually, I finished this one.
Yeah, back. I think Puppy said the same thing. All right, so
yeah, you try to turn the lights. They don't like the lights. You know what? Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. Remember, Nick still has his headset, so he can probably hear us talk, I think. But Puppy, this has gone from a talk about the energy FUD that I feel is debunked so many times already. I don't know. Like, I'm excited about this Lightning thing, and Nick, I'm excited, as I told you earlier, about the it's a thing that both me and Puppy talk a lot about. Like, if you can earn an interest on your Bitcoin in a non-custodial way, but obviously you got you look at custodial's way and compare and see what's going on. So as I understand, if you want to make money by non-custodial, you keep your private keys, you set up a Lightning node, you open channels, you start routing payments. It's a free open market. You get that a few Satoshis dropped every time a payment goes through you, and that can add up to actually give an interest return on the funds you use to open channels with. What I would love as a non-technical Lightning Network noob is a software interface that I would be able to use to start doing something like that. Does that exist, or can you please start up a company doing that ASAP?
Can I start that? I mean, someone should do it, not me. But the opportunity has to be big enough for an entrepreneur to want to, pile into that. I don't know how big the opportunity is for Lightning fee routing management software. I mean, do you guys have an idea of the interest rates that are available there right now?
So on that, on the pod yesterday from Preston Pish, where they were talking about Lightning Network and routing and this, he was talking about like 25 or 50 bips. I don't know if that is like per payment or something. And so he didn't have the answer for what would that give you as an annual return. So I didn't get that out of it. But I mean, I'm super interested in this because you are being incentivized to essentially help build the capacity on this unlimited capacity scaling layer on top of solution that also debunks all the thought about the capacity, the 7 transactions, and all this.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, and that's the funniest thing is like, you just have to observe one lightning channel sending transactions back and forth. And I kind of want someone to do this, like to actually operationalize this. Have a lightning channel that's operating at max velocity in terms of sending like 10 satoshis back and forth constantly, so that we can forever obliterate this like per transaction energy cost idea, which doesn't even make any sense anyway, because Bitcoin transactions themselves don't cost energy. You know, it's the production of block space and ultimately the subsidy, which is what causes the energy cost to be incurred, which isn't even that related to transaction fees, frankly. It's more subsidy. Oh, we got the Niclovin scene with the frickin' ID on right now behind you.
Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this is where like, what kind of idiot? Go ahead. There we have. Was that your first role in a major movie, Nick?
Dude, you look at Niclovin and then look at me. I don't look like Niclovin. I'm telling you.
I know. I know. You leaps and hits abound. You are. He doesn't stack up.
That's what I was thinking.
Look right now. Look, there it is.
I love this scene.
You were able to vote at 16 years old. Not many people can say that. Not many people can say that, man.
Niclovin, I think in the film he's like 5'10" and like 130 pounds, so he's like really, really skinny. Mm-hmm. I've got like 40 pounds on Niclovin, so like, you know, I think I would beat him in a fight. Just to be clear.
Of course you would, Nick. Of course you would. You boil oceans for breakfast. Of course you'd beat him. You'd take the whole crew out.
That's right. But I did commit to the fact that at Bitcoin 2021, if we're at 100K, I'm gonna wear the Niclovin outfit with the vest and like the gigantic collars. So I'm like, we're only at 58.7, so I'm safe for now. I don't have to buy that costume yet.
I will double down on that or flip it around and say, if we're not at 100,000, I'll wear that, because I know we are gonna be at 100,000. Like, we're in a bull run. Bull runs don't get flatter; they get steeper. 100K June 4 and 5 in Miami is gonna be we'll see you in a Nick Niclovin outfit.
I think I'll do justice to the outfit. I don't like how baggy it is, though. I don't like the baggy look. I'm gonna have to get like a slightly tighter look, but we'll figure it out.
A shout out to Chairforce, who puts together our thumbnails. If you check out the thumbnail for the show and you zoom in behind the characters, there's a small television screen that has the vest on there. He's got the Niclovin vest waiting for you. It'll happen.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nick. I have no doubt that you'll carry that vest better than him. You'll fill out that suit, the whole package.
I don't know where to get the vest and or the shirt, because the shirt's got these ridiculous 70s collars on it. I don't know where to get a shirt like that.
I think we can crowdfund that. People will be volunteering to get that done for you.
I need to like contract with like a designer, like a seamstress, to get me that exact design. I don't know where the hell to get it, like a thrift store, an antique thrift store or something.
Well, we'll have it. Look, man, they're all
there. It is. There it is. Speak of the devil. This is our scene. This is our scene right here.
Yeah,
it just looks so preposterous.
Look, the guy is staying alive.
Look,
but you know, like the thing about Niclovin in the movie is that he delivers, right?
Yep.
He gets the beer, right?
He gets it. He gets the beer. He gets the alcohol. He has the thing that actually makes a difference. He has that self-confidence, and that's what people often forget. If you have your self-confidence in the right place, you can carry anything. Is my opinion.
That's right. And I would say of the three characters in the film, he like has the best outcome. arguably. I mean, it's like a happy ending for all of them, from what I recall. But yeah, I think like on the night he acquits himself the best. Not to like be a Niclovin apologist or anything.
Exactly. He asks the cops if he can shoot on their car.
Yeah.
And ride or die.
Yeah. He gets arrested. Is it him that gets arrested? Yeah, he gets arrested, right? Or no, is that Michael Cera in the movie that gets arrested?
Yeah, they
like fake arrested by Seth Rogen and Bill Hader are the cops, I think.
Yeah, right? That's the part I remember the most about Niclovin is when they're at the bar and he's going through the back and he sort of trips and falls down running away, and the other guy knocks himself out, and they come back and all of a sudden he's a hero. Yeah, Niclovin, you did it, man.
It's a great film, man. Yeah, I mean, I it's like my favorite Seth Rogen film. It's alongside Pineapple Express, which is another outstandingly good film.
Couldn't agree more. That
so good.
Great. Yeah, I remember one of the scenes. I think that was. What's his name? You just said his name. The cop with the curly hair. What's his name again? The guy, Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen. Yeah. He has a scene where he comes into his girlfriend's parents' house and they're chased by gangsters, and the mother says, "You are high as a kite," and he was. Yeah, great movie also. But
outstanding film.
Yeah.
The chat's asking what kind of music I listen to. Are we gonna, or do we address the chat, or do we just pretend the chat doesn't exist?
No. Hey, the chat makes our show, brother. The chat makes our show. We love them.
All right, chat. What's up, chat? I'm gonna address your comments now. What do I listen to? A lot of psychedelic rock. Greg wants to know why do we use a pentagon for the logo? Because Castle Island is a real place in South Boston, and there's a fort on Castle Island. You can see this right here, and it's got these like promontories, like so that there's no blind spots on the fort, so that you could defend yourself from any angle. And so the logo is just a stylized version of what the fort looks like on Castle Island, which is a nice place to go to. I recommend it.
Right.
So there we go.
Is that so? Castle Island. Pardon me, but that's near New York, right?
Oh no, it's in South Boston, so it's like in Boston, basically. People asking me about the astrology girl. I've never met her, guys. I did one stream with her. That's it.
Right.
Nothing.
Hey, Nick, you said you liked the psychedelic punk or rock or whatever. You must know Stone Roses, One Love.
It's not ringing a bell for me.
Okay, this is probably 20 years before you were born. I'll share them. I'll send you a link to the video afterwards. It's one of my favorite that would fit in that genre, I believe.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. I don't like the Grateful Dead. To answer that question in chat, I like Australian psychedelic rock. Australia's got something really special. I don't know why they produce so much good psychedelic rock, but they do.
Right.
I'm gonna listen to Stone Roses after this. We lost our co-host. I don't know what happened here.
Yeah. So well, he is an expert exit scammer from the show, and managed to let's say disappear mentally and then finally physically from the stream when we had Breedlove on. But he had a rough afternoon where some colleagues, they stopped at work, so they had been out partying, and it kind of hit him hard. So Puppy became a legend overnight when he chose to pass out.
This is the scene where I think Niclovin gets punched in the face when he's buying the. He's like,
right. Oh, this is awesome.
Dude, that's like literally me at the grocery store. If I like drop something, I'm like mortified by it.
Yeah.
I love this film. so much, dude.
Yeah, I think people will go watch it afterwards. It's on Netflix.
I
If
have
anyone,
to. I have a lot of shit to do, but I might go watch it after this.
Yeah.
I think he gets punched in the face in that scene, and the guy robs the store.
Right. So it's probably coming up.
Yeah.
Let's keep our eyes open. Let's keep our eyes open. So until he gets punched out, let's fill out the wait with a little bit more talk about, I don't know, anything whatever excites you in Bitcoin, be it, your investments, anything you can share there. And by the way, down below, we have the link to Nic's Twitter, of course, and to his website. So go check it out and follow, etc.
All right, what's exciting? I'm not going to show my portfolio companies. That'd be boring. But I'm excited about proof of reserve. If you guys follow me long enough, you know that I'm really interested in proof of reserve, which is basically the idea of having custodians prove that they're 100% solvent, and you can do that cryptographically. And so I will share that me and a bunch of other individuals and organized institutions wrote a paper on it, which is going to be out in a month's time. And that is the first systematic effort to describe and codify proof of reserve in a way. Niclovin's about to get punched in a way in like 5 seconds.
Live streaming Niclovin getting punched. I mean, what other podcast can do this?
Look,
I think I should do a whole Superbad live stream with commentary one day.
Yep. Yeah, that would be very popular. Just talking us through Superbad.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's so funny. All right, here goes. Here goes.
All right, we've been waiting so long for this.
We earned it.
Yeah, and everyone's been that teenage dress. Yeah. Well, I'm saying everyone's been those two kids outside waiting for the buddy to come out. Where the fuck is the beer, man? Where the fuck is the beer? Everyone's been on that side.
Well, so in Denmark where I grew up, we didn't have there was at my time when I was a kid no age limit for buying booze or beer or anything, alcohol. That was you just go in and buy it. At any age.
That's me. I'm 28, but that's me when I buy beer.
Yeah.
Trying to look old.
There it is. He's out cold. Out cold. Out cold.
That's brutal. That's brutal. Why did he punch him? That's completely unnecessary.
It's just necessary. It was for the for the sake of the movie, for the story, Now
I'll tell you why. Because and you posted this earlier yourself. Someone said that you just have that smug look on your face. That's punchable, right? Is that the one you sent out?
Yeah, people on YouTube said a bunch of mean stuff about me, guys. I don't know how I'm going to recover.
How
punchable face. Punchable face.
Dude,
here's a question for the chat. Chat, we're paying attention to you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
If I went to a restaurant and ordered a beer, would you ID me? Yes or no?
Chat, step up.
Answer. Danish and Pubby, you guys can also answer.
Oh, listen, I still get carded, believe it or not.
Really?
Bastards. Yeah. Yep.
We're getting mixed responses.
Hunter. Okay, we got Sean Stacking was first. He's saying sometimes it's hard to nail the chat and bring the right one on the screen because it moves so fast. It's still not on. Wait, come on. Stand still, chat. Stand still.
Let's moving too fast.
Dude, they're moving pretty good, aren't they?
Someone said American Hold has the most punchable face. That's not a bad shout, actually.
I
think the movie. I'm gonna have to pause it because I think it might be delaying my connection here.
Oh no.
Yeah, but no, I'm gonna put it back on. Let me get Sean Stackins. Come on.
Hey, I'll respond to Greg Zod calling bullshit on me. RDBTC. Fuck all you guys because it happens, man. And when I told the person, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Because I turned 50 this year. You know what they did? They turned around the sign that says we must ID everyone under the age of 50. That's the sign now.
That's ridiculous.
If you look under the age of 50,
Romario gives you a shout or support or whatever what you want to say. He would not ID you. And
thank you, Romario. Thank you.
Yep.
You are happy
American
about
Huddle
this.
is 6'3". American Huddle is 6'3".
Romario, yeah, I got to hook up with Romario sometime here for a beer. Apparently, he's in the same Tampa area as me. We're gonna go out for a beer, man.
American?
No, Romario Huddle in the chat.
I can't believe American Huddle is 6'3". He's got a big 5'10" energy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's being generous.
Savage.
I think that's 5. He's got like 5'8" energy.
I'm 5'9" for what it's worth. Everyone knows my stats now.
You could take Huddle. Well, look, after I saw that crane kick you did, crane technique.
Yeah, that's right. That was elite. Huddle invited me to do bare knuckle boxing in Miami for Bitcoin 2021. So I don't know if he was kidding or if he was drunk when he said that, but I do intend to bare knuckle box American Huddle.
Are you going to be there? You going to be in Miami?
I'm a speaker,
speaking, dude.
Actually, I'm not really a speaker. Everyone thinks I'm a speaker. I'm just on a panel, so I'm not really speaking. I'm on a panel.
Yeah, we consider that. You'll be speaking, basically. We consider that. No, I know what you mean. You're not doing a presentation. I know you're not doing a presentation.
It's not a whole thing. It's not a big thing. Yeah. But I'm glad I'm not, because that's like too much stress and too much work.
You have to prepare. But on a panel, you can just wing it, right? You bring your knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah. Big Sean is right. 5'9", 170 is close to correct.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it'd be really fun to do some bare knuckle boxing in Miami. We're gonna do it at American Huddle's Airbnb. So everybody.
Yeah. Are you staying there?
No, he didn't have any slots.
Yeah.
He didn't have any open slots.
I'm not saying that's the place to be. All I'm saying is that apparently he kicked Preston Pish out of his room and gave it to somebody else.
Oh, really?
That's the rumor.
That's tough, man. That's tough to hear.
Yeah, what Preston said yesterday on the Swan Signal Live was that originally American Huddle had invited him, and I don't know the real story, so don't kill the messenger. And Preston was like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm down for that." And then later, Preston followed up and said, "So you still got that room for me?" And then American Huddle was like, "Nope, that's gone." But hey, look, maybe it wasn't like fully confirmed. You know, I'm just a messenger. I just saw Swan Signal Live. That's all. And then I offered Preston that, hey, come stay in my room. I got a room with space for more, but he knew that he wouldn't get much sleep there, I think, because he absolutely hard dismissed it on air.
That's the Miami. What is it, like 10,000 people attending the conference now, something like that? Miami's gonna be full.
Yeah. So this is where they're talking about.
Damn, poor guy. Bill Hader and Seth Rogen are so funny in this film, man.
Yeah, Seth Rogen is one of my my favorites. But yeah, so I have no idea how many people are actually coming. You might be right with the 10,000. You probably, like with everything, any other topic you touch, I've done more research. But what I'm counting is like how many of my my co-plebe friends will be making it there. And I know, Pop, it'll be actually the first time I meet Poppy. Like we've been friends for, I don't know, a couple of years, spoken on the phone for ages. Then we decided to start doing Toxic Happy Hour. Obviously it was named by Poppy. Him being creative. But yeah, we're going to finally meet. But I guess, so Nick, who do you look forward to, like seeing there or hearing speaking or having a drink with or whatever, boil the oceans with?
No, I just love all Bitcoiners. So I just love meeting random Bitcoiners. And I miss that. It's been a long time since I went to the conference. Last conference I did was Miami Bitcoin Expo. Sorry, MIT Bitcoin Expo in March 2020. That was my last
Ooh
one.
la la.
And everybody was actually, we were all nervous about COVID back then. That was back when it was like kicking off or whatever. But yeah, I just like the experience of being around a lot of Bitcoiners. I went to Austin Bit Devs, I went to Miami Bit Devs, just because I was starved of like Bitcoin contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do want to see Hodl. I've never met him. He seems pretty chill.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Bitcoin plebs are unbeaten. You know, I like hanging out with the plebs. I don't know if plebs fully accept me as a pleb. You know, I've never really been fully accepted into Bitcoin pleb culture.
I don't know, probably because you have like I don't know, over 100,000 fucking followers. That's probably why.
Yeah. No, but you know,
I'm a pleb.
Yeah, no,
I'm more of a suit. I'm a suit. I'm not a pleb. I can't be a pleb. You know, the plebs reject me. I can't.
Let me say this, Nick. After two memes, I reached out to you and said, "Hey, when Toxic Happy Hour?" You basically said, "I don't know what this is, but yeah, I'll do it." That is pleb status right there, man. That is pleb status right there.
Let's go. We're all plebs,
You're here,
man. Where there's no hierarchies.
No, man.
We're all plebs, man. We're all plebs. We're all plebs relative to the BIS, relative to, you know, the transnational organizations that are trying to crush Bitcoin, right?
Exactly. Look, this is I consider Bitcoiners as, and my Bitcoin friends as, you know, this is band of brothers. Now, obviously, we're not living, you know, through the hell that the paratroopers did in the Second World War, but we are fighting a deep state that has no problem profiting from selling ammunition to fakely created wars, so they can make money on that and bribe the politicians to get it started. And I'd like to just mention one more thing, just to hear your opinion on that. And this is nothing about being anti-democratic or anti-Republican, because I don't really care for any politicians, to be honest. But as I told Pubby recently, is that the last 50 years, only 2 presidents didn't, during their first term, ask Congress for more war funding. 2 presidents only, Jimmy Carter and Donald Trump. And both were ousted. Both were ousted after one term.
State. Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. Shout out Jimmy Carter. We Carters of the world unite.
Yeah.
But yes, Trump and Carter were against the war machine, and it cost them 100%. I'm not like a big like democracy participator. Like I've never voted. You know, I don't think I will ever vote. That seems like incredibly like cliched and like low leverage as a way to engage in society, like voting. Like, come on, just like do important stuff. You know what I mean? Like Bitcoin is my vote.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I love that. Bitcoin is my vote is brilliant. I have a question.
Go ahead.
No, because I have a question for Nick on this. Because believe it or not, sometimes I like to do some research on people I get to hang out, have a beer with. So you were in Edinburgh for university a bit. And so what's the Scottish background? I asked because my grandmother from the Murray clan, full Scottish, but yeah, what was your background there? And I think in something you said earlier that you're a naturalized citizen, but yeah, so what's like sort of the family history and background?
Yeah, I'm British by birth, naturalized American citizen, but both my parents are English. They would sound fully British if you talk to them. And moved around as a kid. I was born in Africa, bounced around as a kid, spent some time in Poland. And yeah, I'm like, you know, I don't really have like a specific place where I'm from. You know what I mean? And so as a Brit, I figured I would go to school in the UK. So I did my undergrad and my grad in Scotland, St. Andrews undergrad, grad in Edinburgh.
Don't we all?
It was a nice city. I like Edinburgh. Like there's a lot of good econ history. That's where Adam Smith was from. Like you could see the remnants of the Scottish free banking era in Edinburgh. Like, there's a lot of really interesting monetary history in Scotland, which was like part of the appeal for me, frankly, which is a weird reason to like go to school somewhere. But what can I say? I like that stuff. But yeah. I mean, now I feel pretty American though. I've spent more time in the U.S. than anywhere else. So.
Yeah, Nick from Potters BTC Pins, our good friend down in OC, Orange County. I met him at a Bitcoin meetup there recently, and again, just hanging out with Bitcoiners is one of the best things to do. He's asking what your Bitcoin origin story is.
Well, the first thing I did in crypto was mine Dogecoin at university as a junior. I found it on Reddit, and I mined Dogecoin, and then I thought that was funny enough, and then eventually I found the Bitcoin community, the Magic Internet Money Wizard ad on Reddit that they had in 2013. That was it for me. I thought that was really funny. But I don't have like a good origin story. Like, a lot of people were like, yeah, I use Bitcoin to like escape monetary repression or something. Like, I don't have a good story like that. I'm jealous of people that have great Bitcoin stories. I'd love to tell this really like poignant, emotional Bitcoin story. I just thought it was interesting. That's all.
Right.
But you've moved on from Dogecoin, which was like, to me, I always like the there's the meme of somebody trying to push the seawater back into the ocean on the beach, trying to mine Dogecoin. Like, it's an impossible endeavor.
And I lost my keys to all the Dogecoin that I mined, so it was a total waste. I lost that. I threw away the laptop. I don't know what it was worth. Probably not that much, honestly. But yeah, like, Dogecoin is really stupid now. It's like completely pointless blockchain. It was fun in 2013 and 2014. It's not funny anymore. Like, it's an old meme.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, what made you switch? What made you switch to Bitcoin? Like, what was when did you understand that, hey, there is, and tell me if you disagree, there's one winner here. It's already won, and now we're just watching it play out. Did you ever, like, what made you switch to Bitcoin?
Oh, I mean, Dogecoin was just like a playful thing, but it didn't take me a long time to realize that Bitcoin was much more serious and much more important. And ultimately, I just spent some time on the Bitcoin subreddit and realized that there was real theory behind this, and there was like genuine, like, intellectual support behind Bitcoin, and seeing that like depth of narrative like was persuasive to me. And like, honestly, like, the Nakamoto Institute guys, everything they wrote in 2014, that was really influential to me. So big credit to Michael Goldstein, to Pierre Richard. Honestly, even the guy who became a Bcasher later on.
Roger Ver?
What's his name? No. The Nakamoto Institute guy who left. Ooh. He was the one. Daniel Krawitz. He wrote some good essays on Bitcoin that were influential to me. And then he obviously deserted Bitcoin and became a big blocker. But whatever.
Got it. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, now that we're touching on altcoins, I presume you're a bit of a maximalist, only believing in Bitcoin, like Pubby and I and most of the chat, or can we just get that confirmed for the sake of, because I know there's people watching that are fairly new and they still ask questions about altcoins. So can you just tell everyone that they don't have a future?
I only own Bitcoin. So in my portfolio, my personal portfolio where it matters the most, I only hold Bitcoin. I can't guarantee you that altcoins are going to like disappear. They have this like weird tendency to like hang on forever. And like, the other thing I'll say is like the amount of critical mass I see in Ethereum suggests to me that it's likely to persist. I don't own any Ether, but I wouldn't be shocked if it was around in like 10 years time. You know what I mean?
I'll say this. I wish I could disagree with him, but I can't. because everything I've seen, even people you find coming into the space, it's hilarious when you find out, well, why in the hell would I buy Bitcoin at almost $60,000? Because Ethereum is this much money. Oh my God, the unit bias is real, man. The unit bias is very real to people, and I don't have the time to tell them. Otherwise, I can tell them no, but there's no way I could ever get around explaining to them, no, just buy a portion, and that's it. So, Nick, what are your thoughts about the unit bias, man? How do we get around unit bias for value?
It's a great question, honestly. I think one solution is to give people more ways to earn Bitcoin as opposed to just having them just buy it. So something like a cashback credit card, cashback debit card like Fold, a browser extension like Lolly, those just give you increments of Bitcoin. Also, other ways to earn Bitcoin. I know a lot of people are saying SAT's the standard right now, but like fundamentally, it's like a big UX problem. If you are earning Bitcoin or receiving it in a cashback format, you don't care about what fraction you're receiving at that point. It's just an automated thing. So I think it's really just a function of more creative ways to get Bitcoin in people's hands, basically.
Yeah, that's a tough part when it comes to things like SASTA standard. So within the Bitcoin community, you get SASTA standard just trending, and then you get even Adam Back, man. Adam Back, a living legend. Some others, I think, Vlad follows him. That talks about bits, and you want to avoid the confusion for people. But man, there's got to be a way that we can get the unit of account out there for the future. Right now,
I find that's confusing. I don't know if that makes me dumb or not. Yo, this is a really funny scene also in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Anders.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Like, so
this is the scene where he.
Yeah. Yes.
He realizes he has period on his leg. Jesus.
It's not polite to explain what's happening in this.
Well, too little, too late, Nick. I already did.
Have you met our show? Nick has seen our. You've seen our chat room.
I've seen the chat. The chat is great.
This chat is
This is the most lit chat I've ever come across.
Thank you. Agree. We have the genius meme legends, the guys that came up with the laser ray till 100K, and we got some pro memers that people are actually getting paid to meme.
That meme made it to the United States Senate. That's world class.
Yeah. And that was originated by Chairforce, the same guy that does thumbnails. Down below, you have links to many of those memers and other good people to their Twitter accounts down below in the show notes, way above our one or two affiliate links in the bottom. But so that came from Chairforce, same guy that made makes our thumbnails, and then that whole group picked it up and ran with it and all put in effort. Like,
shut up, Anders. We're trying to watch a movie here.
I don't know if Niclovin does anything good in this scene. I don't remember exactly. I gotta rewatch.
Oh, he's about to take down the thief, the robber in the bar, right? Pubby and I spoke about it before you came in the green room.
Even better was when he's out here and those guys get the radio call of someone screaming and yelling. They just turn off the radio call instead of helping. Brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That's
great.
That's the scene we got coming up here.
Yeah, these are like the world's laziest cops. Like they don't care.
They're hodlers, man. They're fucking hodlers. They're just
so good, dude.
Why trade? Why trade Bitcoin when you can just sit there and do nothing?
How wild is it that a meme started in this chat made it to frickin' U.S. Senator, other celebrities?
Did
Elon do it? No.
Elon did. Elon, the richest guy on the planet. He put on Lace House at least for a day or two or something, and it all came from the geniuses that hang out in the chat. So if a lot of them are down below, but otherwise search their names on Twitter. You'll get great entertainment, honestly.
The chat you're watching right now, believe it or not, that's where it came from. It absolutely came from this chat, man. That's how
I want to shout out. I got some shout outs to do. I want to shout out Hodl Depot because his account is really funny, and I love Home Depot, the store. I'm like a big DIY guy, so Home Depot is my favorite store because it's just like you guys know Home Depot, right? You both live in
yeah.
So like you walk into a Home Depot and like there's this feeling of possibility, right? Because it's like any DIY project you could possibly want to do, you can go and buy lumber and nails to do that thing. And it's like, wow, how good is that, man? I don't know. I love Home Depot. Lowe's is like an altcoin trash version of Home Depot. Home Depot is the king. Yeah.
What's the difference what's the difference to you between why is Lowe's so bad to you?
Home Depot staff really authentically cares. They want to help you achieve your DIY goals on that day. Lowe's staff, not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
And Home Depot has this great like orange theme as well.
So what kind of home improvement projects do you like to do?
Well, right now I live in I don't want to dox myself, but I live in the city right now, so I can't do a lot of DIY stuff. But generally, I'm really into like gardening and really any kind of like serious project, home related project, garden project, building things, structures. Yeah, I mean, I love all DIY related tasks, basically anything related to like household construction, carpentry, any of that stuff. That's my other hobby aside from Bitcoin.
So at what price point would Bitcoin have to reach for you to buy and own your own Home Depot? Your own Home Depot.
Oh, Home Depot.
And parking. You get all the money from everyone coming in. Well, are we talking Bitcoin 1 million? You just buy and own one Home Depot in your town?
I don't know if I could. I don't know if they're like franchised out or anything like that. But it'd be cool to own like a home improvement store, and just give people advice on like their like projects. That'd be like a sick. I think Bitcoin 300K would be sufficient, honestly.
Oh, you get to wear your own orange vest. That'd be nice. The Bitcoin orange vest.
I think that's key. Nick, you touched upon something here that we love to talk about on this show, and that is expectations for the bull run. We like the moon juice, and we like to hear, find out if people are bears or they're bulls or what they see. And you threw out 300. A lot of people are mentioning 300. Willy Woo is mentioning 300 as his expected minimum target. Latest Q4. What do you think is going to happen?
I think the bull run's got some way further to run. I have a more conservative bull run target. Like, I think 130K might be cycle peak. I know that's not very exciting to most people in chat, but
sorry, what did you say? What is the peak?
I mean, it's impossible to know, but just based on like a few metrics that I look at, 130K is like where I'm informally benchmarking cycle peak. Now, I could be horrifically wrong about that, obviously, but I wouldn't be upset if we hit that threshold. And then, I think like given like Pleb card revoked. I mean, given like some of the nonsense I'm seeing in the markets right now, it is cause for nervousness because I thought we were gonna be done with the cycles. Like I thought maybe we wouldn't have any more like cycles like this, but like we clearly have this element of like cycles and malinvestment is still happening. So
I think as long as we still don't have, perfect market theory where it's a, everybody has full knowledge. We will never have everyone has full knowledge and the perfect market and everything working out. As long as we have a lot of people still coming into Bitcoin without really a clue, I think those same psychological, processes will play out, and we'll see a peak, and we'll see a correction. I think bear markets will probably be, we won't have a 12 months bear market ever again, or I will wear the Niclovin.
I agree. Because one thing that's different about today that people don't realize is that there's a lot of institutional capital in the market, and they hold target allocations of Bitcoin. So let's say they decide that their mandate is to hold 5% Bitcoin in the fund. That means they have to sell Bitcoin into a bull market and buy Bitcoin into a bear market. So that naturally tempers out the volatility. It's a counter-cyclical feature. That effect, as you have a lot of capital that comes in that has a target allocation model, that means you're not going to get those horrible 90% drawdowns ever again.
Yeah.
And the rallies will be maybe more gradual, but so it tempers the volatility in both directions.
I agree. And this Daniel Prince actually brought this out half a year ago when he was on Toxic Happy Hour the first time, that because he's coming from a finance background, that portfolio managers or institutions, whatever, that have to rebalance their portfolio, so they are forced by internal charters to sell Bitcoin when the price goes up, despite it maybe being a phenomenal, investment, and they believe in it. They cannot hold too much of it. So because everything else doesn't go up as fast as Bitcoin, they're forced to sell out.
Absolutely correct. And I want to take this moment, I'm seeing some commentary in chat. I want to take this moment to say I was wrong.
About the 130?
About the halving. The halving was not priced in. I was wrong. Okay. So I want to set the record straight on that. I'm going to take my L. Okay.
Right.
I love the part. I love the part of the show where Clark Kent throws off the glasses and becomes Superman.
Well,
here we go.
If what it takes to be Superman is saying that I was wrong about saying the halving was priced in, so be it.
Did you really believe that? No, seriously, you believe that? Oh, okay.
So I've got an elaborate justification for that position, but it's too complex to get into. So we'll just do the short version, which is me being wrong.
No, all right. That's fine. Fuck, I always thought I mean, people don't even know about Bitcoin, so I always laugh if someone says the halving's priced in. Whenever we get to once you get past the halving after 6 months, it just fucking skyrockets.
So it seems. So
yeah.
Who might have questioned?
So I feel, Nick, you're a guy that knows everything about Bitcoin, but I do want to share this chart with you, and then and I'll put it on screen and explain how you see that that Bitcoin will stay below 100 or not go higher than 130,000. So I don't know, are you familiar with this chart? Otherwise, I'll just quickly explain it for people watching that this is what happens. Let me just remove the chat message from MG Smith. This graph shows that after each of the 3 halvings we had so far, how the price moved into a bull run and how high it went. So the light blue is the first halving from I think November 2012. That, if Bitcoin did the same reaction now, that would go to 800,000. The dark blue is the 16-17 bull run after the summer 16 halving, and that took Bitcoin to what would be equivalent of a bit more than 200,000. And the red graph that we're seeing now, a line, is how this price actually moves now. And if it goes up to the light green line that is horizontal, that is 100,000. If it goes to the dark green, that is 288,000. This is Plan B's work. So, I mean, rationally, I would see, the red might, continue to be between these, and then that would be hitting for that, approximately. Does this change your view, or what do you think about this graph?
I mean, we can't necessarily, presume that this cycle is going to be like the other cycles. Like, I think there's differences obviously between 2016, 17 and 2013, 14, and then like obviously the prior cycle. Like, the Bitcoin market's very different. Your market participants different. Your capital weighted market participants different. But yeah, I mean, it's a 10x from previous all-time high possible. Yeah, 100% for sure. Yeah. None of us really can have knowledge of where Bitcoin is going. By any means, like, I don't like trade really on my views. I just get long Bitcoin and stay long. That's all I've ever done. Really, I've never been a trader, so nothing I say should inform one's trading opinion, frankly. Like, what do I actually do? Like, invest in Bitcoin startups. That's not, like, I don't run a hedge fund. I don't presume to have knowledge of the cycles, frankly. So,
well, I understand that, but if you're going to invest in a Bitcoin startup, you're going to invest in something that you believe is going to go forward.
So
yeah,
based in Bitcoin.
Of course. Yeah, no, I've an incredibly positive long-term view of Bitcoin,
Right.
the protocol, etc. But like, in terms of like cycle length and drawdowns and multiples, like, my guess is like probably as good as anyone else's. So,
So what do you think about this last year with the narrative changing? Did you foresee something like Michael Saylor coming onto the scene? Did you foresee corporations putting it on a balance sheet?
No. I mean, that wasn't even part of my bull case. I mean, who could have possibly predicted Michael Saylor's involvement?
Yeah.
But the narrative changing, that wasn't just a Saylor thing. That was a general, like, Wall Street thing. That was like all of these asset management firms and like all of these different pools of capital started, really getting involved, and that de-risked Bitcoin from a career perspective. It became an acceptable asset to hold, that really changed the game. Now you're not going to get laughed out of the room if you suggest a Bitcoin position, and you work on Wall Street. Before, 2-3 years ago, you would. So that really, really makes a difference, So that, I mean, I didn't foresee it. I was like privy to some of those conversations, and maybe I like was able to kind of figure that out early. But yeah, I mean, that's real. That's absolutely real. Now, do we want, Bitcoin to be dominated by like large institutional allocators? Maybe not, frankly. Like, there's like pluses and minuses there.
Well, I don't know if we're dominated by them, but at the end of the day, the one thing as Bitcoiners we've always said is, hey man, first come, first serve. It's the fairest drop ever. Okay. So anyone that has had an inkling as to the value of it, they can get in. And if now companies get in, I mean, I don't know what else we can do, but this was the fairest drop of any type of value into the system we have ever seen. And of course, the guys that are smart on money, they're going to see it as well. They're going to see it first. But anyone else here, I don't know what to say, man. How much more fair can we make it? I don't know.
Yeah.
What I do on this question, whether we want companies, big institutions in or not, I kind of default back to Bitcoin not caring. And also, we as Bitcoiners believe in that freedom of choice and free, like, you should be free and responsible and do whatever decisions you want in your life. And if we want freedom, we can't see that others can't buy Bitcoin. So if the companies want to join, good. I mean, they are helping the ecosystem. People buying and holding Bitcoin is helping Bitcoin. It's getting further to like full adoption, in my point of view. I mean, we need Microsoft and even companies we don't like eventually. I mean, we don't need them, but if we want Bitcoin to be money of the world, we can't say that some people or organization can't use money of the world, right?
And I mean, honestly, if we got more advocates like Michael Saylor, then we're on the right track here, you know? And like people sometimes think that like when a Wall Street firm like flips to being pro Bitcoin, it's like a cynical thing. But like having been on the inside of some of these firms, like I can tell you they're staffed by Bitcoiners, you know? Yeah. Like people forget that. People forget that. You know, Bitcoiners have infiltrated a lot of these firms. Like,
yes,
I can attest to that. So, you know, certainly you can question the objectives of like a gigantic institutional allocator, but they're also run by Bitcoiners at the end of the day because we're Legion. So,
you're Legion. This is gentlemen.
This is gentlemen.
So, do you have any takes on Contango? Another great meme that, you know, obviously it's like economically a really important thing that there's a risk-free cash and carry return on your dirty fiat. It's important to say that Contango doesn't give, it doesn't make people get the upside of Bitcoin, but instead of having bonds, it gives them a yield on their USD or whatever currency, whatever dirty fiat currency you have around the world.
Well, you have counterparty risk if you want to do the cash and carry trade. But yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't say it's like 100% risk free, but and you have to like finance the trade as well. So like there's costs. But yeah, is Contango like a meme really associated with a show or something?
No, I mean,
no.
So much.
We can't claim credit for that, but we can claim credit for that. But one of the guys in the chat, Sean Stacking, is probably the guy who the most yells Contango. I think he yells Contango like 50 times a day minimum, if not per hour, on Bitcoin Twitter. And he found a guy, I think, somewhere in UK that has the handle @Contango. And this poor guy, who is, you know, nothing to do with Bitcoin, is drawn in and became a meme and a character and is bombarded with notifications about Contango.
I know what Contango means, guys. People are lecturing me on Contango in the chat.
Yeah, and yeah, and then what's the opposite is like backwardation. Backwardation. Yeah, I had learned this for another show. Look, man, Preston Pish brought this stuff up. It's a valid thing. I mean, my God, this is what you can do right now in Bitcoin. So it's fair. Well, it's fair game.
Yeah, the cash and carry trade. In fact, the basis trade. If you bought GBDC at a discount and you went long the future, that was like a 40-point spread recently. So there's some like really great trades on in Bitcoin if you can operationalize them. And because like GBDC and Bitcoin future, it's ultimately the same thing on the inside. It's just you need to crack open GBDC and get the Bitcoins out. See if we can do that.
Nick, what is the flaw now under GBDC? I'd really love to hear your opinion on this. What's the flaw under GBDC that now has a negative premium because there's ETFs out there that have a lower admin cost? GBDC has, I believe, 2% admin cost. And right now, you're basically buying Bitcoin at a discount on GBDC, but they have that 2% admin eating away of the value.
Yeah, but if you're buying it at a 15% discount, the 2% admin cost is immaterial to you, right? And the problem with GBDC is that like there's other more efficient products out there in market. There was a lot of funds that got offside on this trade because you know they were producing GBDC and selling it at market price, and funds got greedy and put too much capital into that trade. And ARK had to deal with redemptions from their ARK innovations fund, I think ARKW, and they had to sell GBDC, which was one of their more liquid instruments. So there's a confluence of factors that push down the premium. But I'm still optimistic that A, we're going to get an ETF approval this year. I can't guarantee that, but I'm optimistic about that. B, when we get that, Barry is going to have to roll GBDC into an ETF product because you get a guaranteed $40 billion AUM. And I don't see what your alternative is there. So I still think it's a pretty good bet overall to buy GBDC here at a significant discount. I personally done that.
I hear you. All right, thank you very much for that. That was enlightening to me. Pretty much like everything else you said, except the $130,000 target, of course.
Sorry to come here and be so bearish, guys. That's my bad.
It's okay.
Maybe my pleb card has been revoked now.
No, when our dear friends in the chat say that, it's coming out of love. You know that. I need to go grab another beer. Pubby, do you have some questions for Nic? I know, Nic, your time is very scarce, maybe scarcer than 21 million. You got a lot of things going on with your VC investing. But Pubby, do you have a question you could throw, and I'll go get myself another Modelo Special?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Have a good time. So I like to reach back in this past year because it's absolutely crazy to me. As we're moving forward, the next generation of Bitcoiners that'll come in, people that will find a way, they will have like very little institutional knowledge. Where would you point them as they're coming in? I mean, obviously, those people that started in 2017 are one, but where do you point them where they get like decent information? Because that's important to me. I don't want to screw people over with just showing them, welcome to Bitcoin Twitter, have fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It really depends. If it's someone, you know, that needs a lot of hand holding, I'll probably walk them through it. But I send people to Jameson Lop's page, you know. There's like just so much data, and it's like such a multifaceted thing now. There's no like one general data source that covers everything. That's the problem. I have a bunch of books that I recommend to people, but it's like, do you really want my reading list? Because there's like 15 books on there. So is anyone going to really read all those books? I don't know. I've given people, some people have actually, to their credit, like carried out my, it's like a curriculum now. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard question. We have like an overabundance of information. Back in the day, there was like a total scarcity. Today we have an overabundance. I don't know. I can't think of a single like generic resource to point people at, though.
Yeah, it may not be Bitcoin Twitter, but what? So Sean Stacking and Yellow and the other ones are asking what is your favorite Bitcoin meme? You are allowed to mention Niclovin as well, of course, but top 5 memes if you can mention, like, whatever.
Jeez, I don't know if I can think of a single meme right now. I mean, Niclovin is not really a meme.
I don't have fun saying. We're talking like have fun staying poor is a meme,
like catchphrase or thing.
Anything.
Well, the laser eyes was really funny. Like when Cynthia Lummis changed her photo to laser eyes and people started losing their minds around that. Like that was Money Printer Go Burr is a great meme, especially with the anime girl involved in that one. Let's see. The Moscow time thing was really funny. I'm trying to think of like other Bitcoin memes. I don't know. Can you guys give me some options here?
Puppy, you do memes. I don't know. 615. Hodl.
615 is a great meme. 615 is a great meme.
Yeah.
And there's Hodl. Hodl is old.
Yeah. No, you know what? 6.15 was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Was it Eternal Riches and the rest involved?
Yeah. We're running a family show here.
Yes,
so
I know.
think no, I'm kidding. Well, kind of.
Guys, I got it. Sorry, my internet cut out for a second. My favorite meme is the Morpheus meme. That's got to be it. The Morpheus meme. Sometimes my buddies are like thinking of selling Bitcoin, and I just text them Morpheus, Morpheus, Morpheus. I don't even send them the meme anymore. I just say Morpheus, because it's like it perfectly captures the spirit of Bitcoin. It's like you won't like Bitcoin is cashing out. You know, there's no cashing out from Bitcoin. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Yeah,
I can. Go ahead, Pubby.
I was gonna say that the Morpheus ones I always love is what if I told you, and then you put everything at the bottom. But what if I told you everything you learned in life was basically wrong? What if I told you I have an answer? Bitcoin is the answer. That's what they get.
It's a good meme.
Did
I'm
BlackRock
not sure about HFSB? I'm not sure about that one.
So did BlackRock, because I don't know if that was an April's Fool. I mean, I could have been the fool here, but didn't they come out and said they bought some 370,000? It's got to be an April's Fool, which was I guess exactly 6.15 Bitcoin, right? Got to be an April's Fool.
I think it was real. I was just looking at my my set. Oh, I can't move my camera. I was just looking at my block clock, but we haven't moved. We're like a stable coin today.
Yeah, we got the Moscow clock. Look.
Yeah.
It's one thing. Look, it's one thing to have Superbad live, but you got to have Superbad and you got to have a Moscow clock on there too.
I think Michael Cera is like almost. He doesn't get laid in this scene.
Right? Poor bastard.
Yeah, because she's so drunk that he says, let's delay that.
But of all the three chicks and the three friends in the movie, she's definitely the cutest. I don't know if I can say that on stream.
No, you can. I second that absolutely.
This is the best storyline. I think it's the best storyline.
Oh, but, wait, there's Jonah Hill's girl, the girl he's hitting on. She's very she's very cute.
What's her name? Emily. Is it Emily something? Chat, help us out. Who's the girl that Jonah Hill like tries to date in this movie?
Yeah, chat. Bail me out now because I got nothing.
Yeah, chat.
She's got like she's got a really like raspy voice. Emma Stone.
Oh yeah.
Damn, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, no, chat. I'm gonna chat.
You got it from Big Sean Harris.
Oh.
She's a really raspy voice.
Right.
So
I'm not a big Emma Stone fan, frankly.
Yellow said Bob Saget. I love that shit.
That's Yella pulling that.
Yeah.
Oh, I got the wrong one up. Yeah. Well, yeah, go ahead.
Someone is asking favorite no coiner. I don't know, man. Are there any good no coiners? I can't really think of any. The only orthodox no coiner is David Gerard, I think, because he's the only no coiner that actually truly despises Bitcoin and is never even going to cash out and like embrace an altcoin or anything. So like I at least respect him being an orthodox no coiner. If that makes sense.
Can you repeat that name to me?
David Gerard.
David Gerard. Okay. Well, I only asked because there's a David Rochard, our good friend Greg Foss. You got to talk to Greg Foss sometime. He's a brilliant.
Greg Foss.
Yeah, Greg Foss is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So I'm asking because there's a guy he knows. I think the other guy has a different last name. Okay, now I know.
The different person. Why do people keep asking me about the witch/astrology girl?
I have no idea where that comes from, but that is me being uneducated. Puppy.
No, look, Puppy's dumb, man. Puppy is fucking dumb. I'm seeing this now. Obvious. Yeah.
I went on a stream. I went on the stream with this TikTok astrology girl, right?
Okay.
And she was like famous for like predicting the price of Bitcoin using astrology, like the movements of the stars. And so I went on her stream just because I thought it'd be funny. That was it. And then everyone assumed that like they decided that we were dating for some reason. I never met this person in my life. and like that mythology took over. So there's nothing to say about it, you know. Like I went on her stream once, that was it.
Right.
Wait, are you not dating? I need to know now because I just sent the wedding gift to you, and I should cancel. You're not dating?
Look, we might have had you know, we might have had good chemistry on stream, but that was just for the cameras, you know. That was just for the cameras.
You played the role. But you are, I mean, that was not your first role in a big content production. Obviously, Superbad being one of your big early ones.
That was my breakout role. Yeah, I haven't seen Niclovin in a minute here.
So
this is still Michael Cera making an ass of himself here.
Oh,
gee, yeah.
No, Michael Cera is probably. Well, are those laser eyes? It looks like laser eyes back there.
Oh no. He's screwed up. Now she's throwing up, I think.
Oh god, this is awesome. I bring a movie.
Here we go. This is Niclovin. No, this is Niclovin's scene, bro. This is his
Niclovin.
This is his moment. This is his moment.
Oh wait, isn't this where the cops come or
what?
Yeah, I think they interrupt him while he's you know, just on the brink of success here.
Oh. Not to brag about my Latin, but I believe it's called incoitus. I don't know.
Incoitus.
I don't know.
And I'm not surprised if Nick understands what you're saying, and I have zero clue. All I know is number go up.
I did study Latin in school, actually.
Yeah.
I went to a French school and we learned Latin. So I don't remember any Latin.
Nice. Nick, we've kept
to but now this is irrelevant. Emma Stone plot development. That doesn't matter. Oh.
This is where you headbutts her. He goes for the kiss and he headbutts her.
That's yeah. Yikes.
Oh, yeah, now the cops come. I think this is when they'll get Niclovin, of course.
It's brutal, man. Like, things are going so well for him.
Yeah.
But guess what? That motherfucker was buying Bitcoin. He's fine. He was buying Bitcoin in. That's the lesson here.
The real reason...
I got to address this in chat because Ashu's been spamming. He wants to know if I've read Curtis Yarvin. The answer is yes. So yeah, I've read his various posts on Bitcoin. He had this post back in like 2013 called "How to Destroy Bitcoin," I think. So he was like not very. He was like kind of bearish on Bitcoin for a long time. But yeah, I read his stuff. It's pretty interesting.
If a book or an article has been written, Nic Carter has read it. It's just how it is.
So
if it's on Bitcoin.
So no, here's the real question then. For someone like a Nic Carter, how do you destroy Bitcoin? Everyone will tell you different ways. I love this question because it's been asked about many people that are quite bullish on Bitcoin, and they say, well, yeah, I guess as a government you have to be responsible with your spending and everyone, and hilarity ensues. So how can you destroy it?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't believe that Bitcoin can really be destroyed from the outside. If it fails either because governments completely clean up their act, which is not going to happen, or because Bitcoin splinters into a bunch of factions that are incompatible with each other. So that's like my Niclovin, my man.
Poor Niclovin.
Yeah. I will move over for the real content here. Because he had run away from the cops. Like he escaped the cops.
He escaped. But they arrest him in this scene.
Yeah. Because
so he ends up being a badass anyway.
Yeah. He establishes a rep that will get him back on the success lane.
But yeah, like to answer the question, I think it's a schism that's internal that like makes Bitcoin less useful if that happens, and if we split into incompatible networks. So like imagine there was something more divisive than Bitcoin Cash that split us more evenly down the middle. That would totally screw us over if that were to occur. I don't know what the issue would be. A lot of people think privacy. I actually don't really think that's likely to be the issue. I don't think you can have privacy at the base layer, frankly. Not confidential transaction style that's incompatible with auditability. I don't know what the issue would be, but I think a conflict of values, the way the block war, that was a conflict of different values. That's the thing most likely to be a threat to Bitcoin. I don't know what that war will be about, though. So
what do you think made the block war even I don't know, an open competition? To me, it was absolutely ridiculous. It was absolutely stupid, because at the end of the day, the first thing, if we're going to go through the organic way that you grow a currency, the first thing you must do is be a store of value.
Yeah.
Then you become a medium of exchange, and then a unit of account. I never understood the argument why Roger Ver jumped the gun and turned it into, oh, we got to exchange this shit quickly.
Well,
here we.
Oh, there we go. They arrested him.
Now he's a badass.
Like a lot of people lived through Bitcoin in 2011 through 2015, and got used to it being a low fee, relatively quick payments network, and so they couldn't unshackle themselves from that early experience, and they believed it had to always be that way, including Roger Ver, but not just him. And so they just couldn't break out of that mind prison where like Bitcoin was like this for a few years, so it will always be like this.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where like all the big block enthusiasm came from, frankly. But like the good news is that we've been in this higher fee epoch for a long time now, so people don't have those delusions about Bitcoin being like a brick and mortar payments network now, which is good. But yeah, I think we'll have another civil war at some point.
Yeah, to me, from what I've seen, the biggest, in quotation, like quote unquote, threat to Bitcoin was the.
I lost you guys.
Sorry. No, we've got you. We can see you. We can hear you. And your connection looks fine. But Nick doesn't know he's on now. Well,
I'm back. I'm back.
All right.
My
there's a nice headset.
Yeah, my AirPods died.
Oh, a battery.
Yeah.
Always been a challenge for Apple and Mac products, hasn't it? Like the battery thing.
Yeah.
That's why they need to buy Tesla, or they used to be. Now it's too expensive.
Yeah. I actually laundered. I put one of these through the laundry, and they came out alive. They survived.
Wow.
You believe that shit?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's insane.
Yeah,
that they could. But Nick, so we've had you for a long time. We enjoy it, but I don't want you to feel that you can't leave. So everybody knows when I start saying this as on the show, we only have about 45 minutes left. Well, is there some topics you would like to discuss that we haven't touched upon yet? We never really debunked the energy fully, but can we just say that, yeah, there's nothing there?
Just read my like 4 or 5 articles on it, But I mean, like, look, Bitcoin consumes a lot of energy. Like, is that an invalid use of society's resources? I don't think so. And that's what it comes down to. It doesn't really come down to like how green is it, how renewable is it, whatever. It comes down to, is it important for society to have a non-state money? Yes or no? We had the same debate under the gold standard. We're having the same debate under the Bitcoin standard now.
Yeah,
that's the brilliant part of the debate. I will say this: non-state money. That's the brilliant part there. No one ever talks about. Oh my God, you can really have a monetary unit, an exchange of value that is not sponsored by a state. That is the most brilliant part of it, because absolutely, this is what we need. It's what we should have. This is where we're heading. Whether you like it or not, that is where we're heading.
Mm-hmm. And if you're against that, if you think the government can be the only entity that creates money, then you think Bitcoin is invalid. And so, of course, you think the energy usage is a waste.
Yep.
But that's a commentary on Bitcoin. That's not a commentary on Bitcoin energy usage.
Exactly. That is, now we're going to as what people love to, I guess, refer to as first principles, like what really matters here, and that is, does humanity benefit from a non-state, non-manipulative, sound money that is hard capped and has censorship-resistant value transfer? It's unconfiscatable. It's 100% portable. It's 100% durable. It's 100% divisible. It's not fully fungible, as you say, on the base layer, but that's what we expect to see with, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong here, because I think you know more about it, but a combination of Lightning Network, Taproot, and Schnorr, we'll get privacy on those.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go cook a steak, guys, though. I gotta go make dinner. So
that's fair. Since it is steak, you're free to go. Nic, thank you very much for coming on Toxic Happy Hour. It's been great to watch a movie together with you. And we look forward to see you on stage, on panel, winging it with your amazing background knowledge and the 7,000 books minimum you've read. That's going to be great. So, and Pubby and I hope we get drink a real drink with you, not the Coors Light, but have a drink with you. We hope that could happen.
Yeah. Hope to see you guys in Miami. This has been
that
great.
Will happen.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thanks to the chat. The chat's been good too.
Oh, listen, the chat is where we're at. But yeah, I'll buy you a fucking Coors Light. It'll cost me, I think, $3.55 in Florida.
It's the best beer in the world. All right. Thanks, fellas.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you very much, Nic. So we have a final outro, which is, as we usually say, that don't store more value in dirty fiat currency. It has a built-in policy to steal the value of your savings. So be careful holding USD, Euro, or any other dirty fiat currency. And, do give Bitcoin a consideration, because that's where the value goes up. NGU technology. So on that note, thank you very much, Nic. We really appreciate you coming on Toxic Happy Hour. Thank you, everyone, for watching and making this chat the best chat in this space. And see you on the next one. Bye for now. All right. It seems the only way I can kill this Kaufefe is by going live again, and now I will attempt to kill it for real. This is clearly the bloopers that no one was ever meant to see, and I can hear myself 5 seconds delayed. So, all right, here we go. I'm gonna click end stream.